humans and future AI overlords. I'm using Safari and I'm here at bard.google.com and I'm going to ask Bard, what is Project Tailwind at Google?
Project Tailwind is an experimental AI-powered notebook tool that Google announced at its I/O Developer Conference in May 2023. The goal of Project Tailwind is to help users learn faster and more effectively by automatically organizing and summarizing their notes and documents. To use Project Tailwind, users start by adding files from Google Drive to the tool. Tailwind then creates a private AI model with expertise in that information, along with a personalized interface designed to help sift through the notes and docs. For example, Tailwind can generate a study guide, highlighting key concepts and suggesting questions, or even create a reading comprehension quiz. The tool can also answer natural language questions about the notes, citing all of its sources within the docs. Project Tailwind is still under development, but it has the potential to be a powerful tool for students, writers, researchers, and anyone else who deals with a lot of text in their lives. Here are some of the features of Project Tailwind: automatic organization and summarization. Tailwind can automatically organize your notes and documents by topic, concept, or other criteria. It can also summarize your notes, highlighting key points and concepts. Natural language question answering. Tailwind can answer natural language questions about your notes, citing all of its sources within the docs. For example, you could ask Tailwind, "What are the key takeaways from this article?" or "What are the arguments for and against this theory?" Study guide generation. Tailwind can generate a study guide for your notes, highlighting key concepts and suggesting questions. This can be a helpful way to prepare for exams or presentations. Quiz creation. Tailwind can create a quiz based on your notes, testing your knowledge of the material. This can be a helpful way to assess your understanding of the material. Project Tailwind is still in development, but it has the potential to be a powerful tool for learning and productivity. If you're interested in trying it out, you can join the waitlist on the Google Labs website.
Thank you, Bard. That is an excellent overview with plenty of detail. I'm now at labs.withgoogle.com, and in this is where NotebookLM, this is what used to be called Project Tailwind. So this is where, this is an AI-first notebook grounded in the information you choose and trust. So I got access to this just a couple days ago, and you can go to labs.withgoogle.com and join the waitlist. There is a, of course, the Google blog on Tailwind as well can give you a little bit more information, but Google Bard did an excellent job of describing the NotebookLM tool. So what I've done is I have created some Google Docs, because right now it just supports Google Docs. I've gone in and I've added information for the Florida driver's license. I wanted to see if this could be a tool for studying to get your driver's license. So what I did was there's a maximum of 5 data sources, and the data sources are Google Docs with a maximum of 5,000 words each. So it's a little bit, it's a little bit limiting, but you can see here that it is, it's loading. I've got the, I named the docs these file names, and then simply added them to this workspace here, and it's saying this document is about driving safely. It covers topics such as required equipment, traffic signs, colors, distractions, and more. And there's got key topics. Down here you can switch from one source, or you can click 5 sources, which is interesting. So It's interesting. So here it looked like it was having trouble. Okay, so it looked like it was having trouble loading, but giving you that kind of initial. Here's the content from drive one document, drive two. Here's drive three, and you look how it's identifying key topics and questions. Here, drive four, and look like it's starting to generating a source guide, but this is the content here. So yep, so it's generating a source guide with key topics, and then drive five looks like generating a source guide for drive five. So I input this information, earlier, a few hours ago, and I'm not sure how long it takes for it to like truly analyze it. So I may come back to this later, and play around a little bit more with it. But I wanted to give you a little bit more background because we introduced NotebookLM to you guys a couple days ago when I got access. But now you can see it says source guide for drive five, and then it provides the key topics. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back here to source one, and I'm just gonna click on let's see here. Why don't I just click on pavement markings and see what it does. So it's jumping into saying, what does the author say about pavement markings? The author states that pavement markings are used to help direct drivers and control traffic flow. They must be obeyed. The author provides information on the following types of markings: edge lines, white lane lines, white stop lines, crosswalks, bicycle locks, turn lanes. So interesting. So it's, let's see here. So you get where you could copy this, or you could send to notes. So you can thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay, that's interesting. Well, I'm going to click on all 5 sources here, and let's see here. So this is the source guide here. So it brought this back, but it's interesting how it's, if I do 5 sources, I'm a little bit confused why I have the option. Let's see here. So 5 sources. So this is just source guide for 1 because I got drive 1 selected. If I do drive 2, then it generates a source guide for the next drive. So it looks like it's, even though, okay, and I'm sorry I'm a little bit disjointed. This is my first experience with this, using this tool since I've added the data. What I'm told is that if the docs, the Google Docs get updated, they do not get updated in this tool. So basically you need to delete the document from here and add it back, and then it would incorporate any changes that you've made. But this is a little awkward. I'm finding this to be a little awkward. So anyway, I've got this selected with 5 sources. I'm gonna just grab a question and see if it can answer. In your vehicle, what should you adjust before you start your engine? So let's see if it can find an answer. So yeah, before you start your engine, you should adjust the following: the seat to reach all the controls, the rear view mirrors, anything that blocks your view, lock all car doors, and fasten your safety belt. Well, that's good. That's excellent. Let's see, I'm going to grab another question and see how it handles this. So this is, can anyone drink and drive safely? Which I think is a great question, because a lot of people, okay, it looks like update chat message failed. So I got that message here, yet it's still trying. I'm not sure there's no interaction to change it. I don't know, maybe I need to, I don't know if I put it in again. That's odd. Well, I mean, this is, so update chat message failed. So let's close it. Why don't I go ahead, let me select drive 2 and drive 1. And, well, maybe what I should do is back out of it altogether. So this is the My Notebooks. So I was building one about getting a Florida driver's license. I'm building another one about AI fact sheets that I was going to show you a little bit later. But let me go back into this Florida one. So we still have this loading issue right here. And that was what ran to next time. When I clicked on drive 2, this loaded really quickly, but drive 1, I don't know, it must be something strange with this. I've got 5 sources. Let me put in that question. Oh, see, it still has the previous questions. Like it's... Okay, so it does have an answer finally. It says no one can drink alcohol. Oh, drink alcohol. Well, of course you can't drink alcohol while you drive. Okay, I thought when it was talking about drinking, it was like drinking a Starbucks or, you know, drinking a Coke, you know, like it just feels like if you're doing anything but driving, you know, like, you know, using your hands to do something. I mean, I know people do lots of stuff in their cars, but anyway, so yes, obviously drinking alcohol, no one should do that. So even one, and then just the effects of alcohol. Can, you know, even one drink can impact your driving ability. I personally don't drink myself. Well, I drink on rare special occasions. So that's like once every 3 to 5 to 10 years. But anyway, yeah. So this is you know, this is excellent. You know, basically, you know, no one should. So let me see. I'm gonna grab another question here and see how it can handle that. It's interesting how these previous ones are still processing and you can't really clear them out. So my next question is, what does a single broken white line on the highway mean? So a single broken white line on the highway means that you may cross the line to change lanes when it's safe to do so. Okay, great. So let's ask another kind of related question. What does a double solid yellow line in the center of a highway mean? So a double solid yellow line in the center of a highway means that you must not cross the line. This is because the lane on the other side of the lane is going in the opposite direction. So a double solid white line. A double solid white line in the center of a highway means that you must not cross the line. This is because the lane is going in the opposite direction. So double solid yellow and double solid white. It's saying that for the double solid white, however, there is an exception to this rule. If there is a dashed yellow line between the 2 solid white lines, then you're allowed to cross the solid white lines to pass a slower moving vehicle. Well, okay, that's something I never actually even knew. One, I don't think I've ever seen a double solid white line with a dashed yellow line, but goodness, okay, yeah, that's interesting. You know what? I mean, I think I could probably, you know, I think I could probably actually learn quite a bit from this myself. So I think this was actually a really good thing to do. What does a flashing yellow light mean? So, I mean, I've seen, you know, so flashing yellow light means to slow down, proceed with caution. You should be prepared to stop if necessary. Flashing yellow lights are often used at intersections where there is no stop sign or traffic signal. Oh, okay. They're also used to warn drivers of a hazard, such as construction zone or sharp curve. When you see a flashing yellow light, you should slow down, be prepared to stop, look both ways before proceeding through the intersection, and yield to pedestrians and other vehicles. Interesting. So yeah. Well, I mean, yellow has always been, you know, that caution signal. So this is a question that I think is a great one. I remember, you know, learning about it, and you know, what is the recommended safe following distance? I remember when I was learning to drive, I was such a dork with it. Anyway, so what I love about it, okay, so the Florida Driver's License Handbook recommends a minimum following distance of 4 seconds during favorable weather and traffic. See, and I love this because, you know, weather and traffic, you know, the context of following distance seems to be more than just, you know, X space, you know, I mean, I guess, you know, X space, is a good measure, but if you're traveling at higher speeds, the roads are slicker, it just feels like you should increase that following distance, you know, based on that context. And so I remember learning this and just finding it to be like, you know, so it's good that the rules seem to, you know, kind of matured. So so this means you should allow 4 seconds between the rear of your vehicle and the front of the vehicle in front of you. You can determine following distance by watching when the rear of the vehicle passes a stationary marker such as a sign or light pole, and then count the seconds when you reach the same marker. So you should increase your following distance during unfavorable weather or traffic conditions. Absolutely. I mean, that's just like so obvious. But when you see those people that don't, it's sort of like, man, what is going on? All right, so here's some additional tips for maintaining safe following distance. Be aware of the speed of the traffic around you. Don't tailgate. Yes, I don't know why people do that. It's just crazy. Yeah, it is dangerous and can lead to a collision. Be patient, and that is, people can get really, you hear about road rage and stuff like that. Be patient. If the vehicle in front of you is going slower, you would wait for a safe opportunity to pass. Like that double white line with a yellow dashed line in between, you can pass that slower vehicle when it's safe. Use your mirrors to check for other vehicles and objects in your blind spot. Now, blind spots, yes, blind spots have, oh man, they're just, technology needs to eliminate the blind spot, and I think they have in more modern vehicles and stuff like that, which is great. In fact, I want to ask about blind spots because I feel like that's what are blind spots? I know what they are, but I'm curious what. Okay, it looks like this update chat message failed, so I'm going to close it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on a different drive. I'm going to click back here. This is still 5 sources. I'm going to put in. Let's see if it takes it. So it looks like it failed again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back out of it altogether, and then let's see if we can reopen it again. Get this drive 1. Click on drive 1 again. I've got 5 sources, and then I'm going to put in what are blind spots. So clearly this is this is an early. Oh wait, it's still failing. So interesting. So why don't I back out? Actually, what if I just hit the refresh in the browser? I don't know if that makes a difference at all. I have no idea if that makes any kind of difference whatsoever. Oh wow, I hit drive 1 and it popped up. I'm not seeing any of the previous searches. So that's interesting how previous searches disappear with a refresh. So it looks like there's not like a history, but it looks like I could say something. Okay, so what are blind spots? The sources do not contain enough information to be helpful. Well, that's interesting. Oh, okay, look here. It says 1 source. I'm going to click 5 sources. And let's do this search again and see if... So it looks like, because it was pointing to drive 1 single source, and it's still saying the sources do not contain enough information to be helpful. So, okay, well, hey, I'll have to double check in the docs and see if it was in there. I thought it was, but so another question, what is the farthest way you can park from a curb? So the farthest way you can park from a curb is 12 inches. Wow, 12 inches seems really far from a curb. Well, I guess in the context of a big car, maybe not, but I don't know, it seems like 6, like you should be a little bit closer to a curb. But I guess, I don't know, sometimes the doors can't open because of obstructions and things like that, so maybe it's not, but anyway, this is interesting. I'm digging the possibility of this being something really powerful and building like a custom. So where is it unlawful to overtake and pass? So it is unlawful to overtake and pass where there is a single solid or double-sided solid line dividing lanes. So single solid, double-sided solid. When double-sided yellow line is solid in your lane. So, in do not pass or no passing zones, on hills or curves where you can't see at least 500 feet ahead, yep, because, if you oncoming traffic, if you don't see it, within 100 feet of an intersection, bridge, viaduct, tunnel, railroad crossing, okay, good. When a school bus is stopped and it has a warning flashers on and stop sign extended. I thought you couldn't pass a stopped bus regardless, so, yeah, so, at crosswalks where a vehicle is stopped to allow pedestrians to cross. That's excellent. Let's see here. Weather and driving. For me, that's something like, I want a car that can drive itself. I want it to be smarter and better reaction time. And, I find driving to be very stressful. I know some people love it, but gosh, I don't. When driving in the rain, fog, or smoke in the daytime, you should use your headlights. Okay, all right. Headlights help other drivers see you, which is especially important in low visibility conditions. Headlights also help you see the road better so you can avoid obstacles and make turns safely. It's important to turn your headlights even if it is not dark outside. And I love how a lot of cars like to have it turn on by default, as the rain, fog, or smoke can reduce visibility. So here are some additional tips for driving in low visibility condition. Slow down and increase your following distance. Use turn signals early and clearly. Be aware of the possibility of hydroplaning. Oh my gosh, when that happens, that just makes my heart go like into my throat. Eliminate all distractions in your vehicles. Be patient, courteous to other drivers. Yeah, that's really good. And I've been in those situations where it's gotten extremely foggy, and you can't see very far, and it's scary. I mean, it's like so scary when you're driving down and you get caught in the fog. So yeah, it's it's definitely it's definitely nerve-wracking for me. Driving for me is not something that I enjoy. But anyway, I think this is an interesting tool, NotebookLM. I know this is very early. I mean, I literally got it just a couple days ago. They announced it at Google I/O. I think it has a lot of potential, and I'm definitely going to explore it and come back to it later. I'm going to try and get some additional use cases in here, so I can do up to 5 notebooks. So I'm gonna work on this. There was some AI fact sheet research that I thought would be a really cool notebook to do. I've got some ideas around Walt Disney World planning. I think would be a really good notebook to build, and I'm going to definitely look into this. I think that this is a wonderful proof of concept, experiment. It's experiment that could be. Could be significantly powerful. If you could create a custom, personal, private chatbot for your content that you can interact with and riff, as it said, with the information, I think that would be super cool. I know that in this survey, they talked about what are the priorities around improvements. And I know that for me, I wanted to be able to it'd be great to have more sources. It'd be great to have different sources. Google Docs is a source. I'd love to have PDFs. I'd love to have more than 5,000 words. So I'd really love to see. And I did put in those requests for more data source diversity. Bigger sets of data and more sources, because I could see this get really powerful. But I know that this is for personal use and and it's an experiment. But I do have to say, Google, you're doing amazing things. There's a lot going on in the world with AI. I mean, like so much, it's kind of insane. And I think this is really powerful. And hopefully you'll be able to integrate it in really fun and useful ways for people. And I'm going to keep exploring and learning, and hopefully you'll join me. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm learning this. I am level 0, like a lot of people. I'm just very curious. And I have a background in technology. I'm just a geek. I love this kind of stuff. But anyway, reach out. Hopefully I'll learn something. You'll learn something. And we'll just keep moving forward. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day.